Hi golfers, Nick here from Nick Taylor Golf. It's Wednesday, so welcome to another episode of Golf Talk. This week on Golf Talk we're going to discuss the A-swing. So what is the A-swing? Well, the A-swing is a method brought out by David Leadbetter. Those of you who don't know David Leadbetter, he's one of the world's most famous golf coaches. He's coached the likes of Nick Faldo, Nick Price, currently coaches Lydia Ko, the world #1 lady golfer. So the A-swing is a method by David, and it stands for alternative swing. And he's brought the book out about a year ago, which is quite interesting. So if you're interested in it, maybe look at purchasing that book. It's got some good pictures in it. But basically the idea of the A-swing is to help the golfer get into a better backswing position. His theory is if you can get the club into a good position at the top, it makes it much easier then to deliver the downswing and through the golf ball. A lot of golfers in their golf lessons and in their swing, they spend a lot of time working on their backswing. So David's idea is to make it simpler and easier for the average golfer to perform. So in this video we're going to go through a little bit about the setup. We're going to take a look at the backswing and how that leads into the downswing, and look at the key components of the A-swing. So first of all, he talks about the grip, and one of the biggest faults of amateurs is they hold the club too much in the palm, and he wants the golfers to hold it more in the fingers, like that. He talks about the butterfly grip, which kind of sits the hands like that on the club. So the idea is you hold it into the fingers on the left hand, have a short left thumb there, so you haven't got a long left thumb. You should be able to see two and a half, 3 knuckles on the left hand. So a lot of people see that as a strong grip. And then with the right hand, that sits very much over this way. So if you look at it from face on, you can see I would describe the left hand as strong and the right hand as weak. So both hands are in the fingers, like so. And the idea is it makes it easier to sort of hinge the golf club, which is one of the power sources of the golf swing. So important, before you perform this swing, you get the grip right. I think that's really important. It's going to help you hinge the golf club properly. So you can still use your interlock or your overlap or even your 10 finger, but position of the hands is quite important. So how does the A-swing differ to a normal golf swing or the conventional swing? Well, we're going to take a look at the backswing first of all. In traditional coaching, a lot of coaches will say when you get to this position here, club shaft parallel P2, the club head should sort of point upwards and the club head should sort of be in line with your hands. And one of the biggest mistakes a lot of amateurs make is when they swing back, they get the club too far behind them. So the idea of David's swing is you keep the club head outside the hands, like so, and also you try and keep the club face, what a lot of people would say, closed, so pointing more downwards as opposed to pointing toe up. The idea, one of the ideas of the A-swing is to limit the amount of rotation on the club face to try and promote straighter shots. So we will go through it in a second, but basically in the backswing we're keeping it closed, and on the follow through there's not going to be too much rotation as we try and keep the club face pretty square to the arc of the swing as we hit through. So from here, we keep the club heads outside your hands. I'm really hinging, it feels like I'm hinging. And as I go up to sort of this position here, just before the left arm parallel, the club shaft is almost, a lot of people would describe quite steep. You can see it's almost sort of the angle that my body is to the ground. Although my left arm is inwards, the club shaft is very steep at this position. In the A-swing, it talks about something called the V-plane, which we're going to talk about in a second. But basically it's steep on the way back, the arms stay connected, so there's no lifting off, which I quite like, so the arms will stay in connected, and it's a shorter swing than what most people would do. So in terms of consistency, he's keeping it compact going back, and he's keeping it a bit shorter, which is then may be much easier for the golfer to come back down without creating too many problems. So as we get to the top, he doesn't mind the club sort of pointing a little bit across the line, but the key move in the A-swing is from here and down into transition. This is where he gets the V-plane from. So in the backswing we're quite steep, and in the downswing we shallow out. And the idea is we're trying to get this club shaft on plane in the downswing. All of the best golfers, as they come down, they sort of find this position here where the club's pretty much on plane. On the way back, a lot of golfers are very different. Even the best players in the world, some people are flatter, some people are steeper. But the key thing is, on the way back down, club shaft finds the right plane going into the golf ball. So V plane, steep here, shallow on the way down. One of the key things I like about the swing is he talks about the follow through, and a lot of golfers will sort of, as they go through, almost roll the forearms over. And he talks about having a release, so instead of doing that, which can make it very difficult to control the club face, because the club face is turning over so much as you hit through, he talks about a slightly different release with the right hand sort of working underneath more, like that. As he goes through, the club face doesn't have as much rotation, so the right hand's working more underneath, like so. You can see here the club face isn't really turning over. So instead of having a conventional swing which the club face opens and then closes, which is hard to control, and one of the ideas of the A-swing is to make it easier for golfers that don't have time to sort of practice. So he's keeping it, the club face closed on the way back and a lot squarer for impact for longer. And that's the key, keeping the club face squarer for impact for longer. That's one of his key areas of the golf swing, to make it easier for the average golfer to hit straighter shots. He talks a lot about the backswing and how the body moves, and he does a good drill where he puts his arm down to the side and he sort of feels this winding up motion instead of turning. And I find a lot of golfers make this mistake as they swing back, sort of turn like this when he's trying to get them to sort of wind this way, and this will help you stay more centered. And that's the feeling he wants to get on the backswing and also in the follow through. So if you can combine that sort of body movement with the golf swing, then hopefully it makes it a lot easier to get to the top or get to the backswing position, which I think a lot of golfers spend a lot of time working on. So I'm going to try and hit some shots here, and I've hit some shots in practice and it feels quite difficult for me to perform. But I'm going to try and hit a couple of shots, and then what I'm going to do in a second is compare it to my swing, see how it differs. So going back, I've got the grip, the weak right hand, the strong left hand. Feel like I'm hinging this way, keeping my arms connected, and then trying to get the V plane on the way back down. Okay, it's a pretty good shot, a little bit of draw on it. I don't know what that's going to look like on the camera, but it felt quite exaggerated. Let's give it another go. Okay, slight push. Okay, that's a pretty good shot. That felt really exaggerated. I'm sure when I look back on the camera, it probably isn't, but so I'm really rehearsing the backswing. That feels very different to me. Trying to get the V plane, trying to get the release correct as well, trying to reduce the club face rotation. Okay, pretty good. So I hit a draw with every shot I hit there. So it proves the swing works. Whether or not I'm doing it as much as I could do, I am trying my best here, but it's quite difficult. So I'm going to be interested to see what that looks like when I look back on that. I've taken a look at the video and I can see I'm still not quite getting the A-swing. I'm not getting the steep backswing position here to create the V plane. So I'm going to give it another go, then I'm going to hit a normal shot just to compare the two swings. So as I go back, I'm trying to really get into this position here with the club shaft and then drop it inside. So let's give it another go. That felt really good, really good. It'd be interesting to see what that looks like. That felt pretty good. So normal swing. Pretty good as well. So I'm going to sit down now and compare the two swings, see if there's any differences. Okay, so let's do a quick comparison. On the left here I've got my normal swing, It's going to take it back to sort of left arm parallel position 3 in the backswing. And with the A swing, you can see it felt a lot steeper than that, the shaft plane, but you can definitely see a difference here between my normal backswing and the A swing backswing. As we come back down, it's going to pop a red line in when the left arm's parallel in the downswing position 5p5, and in the A swing you can see the difference here. So this area you see here, that's what they call the V plane, and you can see with my swing it tends to stay a bit more on plane on the way back and on plane on the way through, but with the A swing you can see the V plane from the backswing to the downswing. But guys, if you've experienced the A swing, if you've had a golf lesson with the A swing, I'd like to hear your thoughts. I personally think it's a great system or great method to help new golfers. It makes it easier, makes the backswing less complicated. I think it's a good method for golfers that don't have as much time to practice. There's a lot of good pieces in there which I think a lot of the best players do. Body movement is one of them. They all get it on plane on the way back down, so there's a lot of good pieces in there. I like the connection in the backswing as well, so no lifting of the arms. I think that's a good part as well. So I'd be interested to hear your comments. You can also catch me on other social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram and Twitter.